Welcome to B2B Marketing Insider, your go-to podcast for expert strategies, real-world tactics, and insider knowledge to fuel your B2B growth. Brought to you by Inter-Dev. Let's dive in.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining us in another episode of the B2B Digital Marketing Hub. In today's episode, I'll be hosting Dana, the Director of Digital Marketing at PlaxidityX, who has 20 years of experience working in different marketing management roles. Dana, how are you?
I'm good. I'm very good.
Great. It's great to have you with us. Maybe before we dive in, you'd like to introduce yourself?
Sure. So first of all, thank you for having me. We've known, for a while, and it's great to work together but also chat. So I'm very excited about this opportunity. So yes, today I lead the digital marketing in PlaxidityX, formerly Argus Cybersecurity. But I began my career in offline marketing, in public relations and in B2C advertising firms like Adler Chomsky, where I managed Procter & Gamble accounts as Ferry and Pantene, so very, very B2C. And later moving on to companies as Motorola and Boston Scientific, overseeing, more multi-channel strategies like lead generation and brand awareness.
So Dana, looking back at 2024, in regards to digital marketing, what would you say was the most exciting development you've witnessed, mainly in the realm of AI and its impact on the industry and your personal work?
When I think about 2024, I think about the last month. So what really blown me away is how AI really transformed my workflow, not in the day-to-day work, but like in analyzing and summarizing and planning the year ahead. Every year we take all of our performance and digital reports and tools and numbers and take Salesforce and HubSpot and everything, and just like sometimes it's a week of work that you just sit on numbers, crunching the numbers, analyzing it, and just
trying to dig all the insights from a lot of data.
Exactly. This is what we do in digital. We have data. So the last week of December or somewhere in December, it's always like about analyzing it. And it takes a long time and to get really, the summaries, the graphs, the visuals, and then the insights and how to convey it back to management. So it's a lot of time. But this December, I dedicated one day, like one working days, 10 hours maybe, uploaded all of my reports from every digital tool you could think of course, Google Analytics and Hotjar and HubSpot and everything we do, Salesforce. And then just for a day, we interacted. It was asking questions, getting answers, not liking the answers, asking other questions, getting better. And, at the end of the day, it provided me not only the analyze of last year, but also like really deeper insights that I could never get, I think, alone in so quickly, into audience engagements by segments and ROI performance across channels.
Amazing.
And it was like the effectiveness of our content, like either for blogs specifically or emails or gated content across different geographies, how well it worked in different geographies.
So you're saying it not only like gave you insights about the type of content which works best, but also maybe the type of marketing methods you're using that work the best.
And for each channel for each geography, each keyword, like very, very deep down analyzing, really quantifying the impact of every campaign we did throughout the year. And those insights were actually like having an external consultant sitting by my side.
An agent.
What?
Yeah, an assistant, an agent.
So inside agent. Assistant, I always say that I use GPT as like a very junior assistant because you have to ask them so many questions and it's back and forth. But specifically on that day when we really spent 8 hours together and I asked and re-asked, finally it became more than just a assistant. It was really a consultant that really offered strategic takeaways that I might have not considered or seen otherwise, because maybe
Wow.
I would be too overwhelmed with the numbers
Right.
or so this really blown me away. And also, I think that's a fun fact that just in 5 minutes after we did all of this long day, I had fully polished presentation,
Wow.
complete with graphs and visuals and the numbers. And I didn't need to go back to Excel or to our designers.
Which you
Or
also made with an AI tool?
yes,
Also
I
for
just
yeah.
yes, like all the analyzing was not
Right.
outside on Excel. It was
Yes.
inside one. So this really blown me away.
That's right.
And it just saves you so much time, right?
Right.
So that
Great.
was my my great thing for 2024.
Very,
I think.
very interesting.
Yeah.
So let's go back a little bit to, our listeners who might want to get to know you more in personal and about your history. Tell us a little bit about the transition, your personal transition from the traditional marketing to digital marketing, because I've been familiar with your work for quite a while, and I see how it positively impacts the way you plan things, the way you analyze, you set KPIs, and how you look at insights. So can you share a little bit with our audience, a little bit of your background, history, and how it affects the current position as a digital marketing manager?
Sure. So, my transition from traditional to digital marketing was driven by like almost anything in the world of marketing or in the world and beyond, because of lack of budget, right? This was the basics. I started working for a medical startup like 10 years ago, with extremely tight budget. Like all the budget was for R&D, of course, and the budget for marketing was very small, very small. And I quickly realized that every cent had to be accounted for. I didn't have like the luxury of traditional marketing where results could be harder to measure. I really needed to know what every cent is doing and to optimize it and change it if it's not doing well. So I just needed to kind of immerse into this world of digital, really by no choice. One of the biggest challenges I had back then was reaching a very highly specific audience. Back then, it was radiologists in the United States, right? Today, it's automotive, but cybersecurity in,
Right.
I don't know,
Right.
Germany.
Specific personas. Yeah.
Very specific, that usually don't have any prior experience with, right? Like, how would I know what radiologists like or need? So digital marketing became the only viable solution to learn about their interests, about their pain points, behaviors, by leveraging data that I just analyzed from Google Analytics and Twitter back then. It was X today. I could really identify where they were living online and what type of content they were most resonated with. So for instance, I discovered that radiologists preferred workflows, efficiency. This is what they were looking for, and not really medical innovations. So it was very interesting and helped us really change our marketing efforts, and really get those leads and pipeline. So I understand this is the only way I could go. So this kind of hands-on experience in this medical startup would become really powerful learning ground for me and teaching me how to maximize my resources and kind of be more agile and pivot based on real-time data.
Right.
And as I moved to larger companies such as Luminis and then Boston Scientific, still in medical, I applied this data-driven mindset, but on much larger scale. So with increased budget came greater opportunities to kind of experiment with multi-channel strategies, so more SEO and account-based marketing, and of course, my all-time favorite, automation. But the core principles remain the same. So it's understanding the audience, personalizing the message, and ensuring that every dollar spent contributed to really tangible business results. And today in PlaxidityX, operating in cybersecurity space, we've taken this lesson even further. So, first of all, I'm very fortunate to have a manager, Rachel Pekin, who is our VP marketing, which is super, super passionate about digital marketing and
She's
growth.
definitely
Yes,
brilliant. Yeah,
and this is a gift, right?
right,
Because she really she loves that and understands the value of it. So it's like a playground, and we try all sorts of things every
right.
quarter, a different tool, a different channel, and it's amazing. And specifically in cybersecurity, I think very much like healthcare, it's highly technical and very niche. So it really require precise targeting and educational content to build trust on.
Do you have an example of how this approach transformed a certain campaign or strategy you decided to use within your work?
So, my personal approach, and I think everyone who works with me knows this, is that data is king,
Hmm.
but content is queen.
All right, nice.
So,
I
and you
like that.
can, what?
Yeah, I like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
especially with
Yeah.
SEO, right? So, and I really feel that you can't win without both. So today I'm doing digital marketing, but I really look back at my experience and knowledge from this traditional marketing and know that a strong marketing strategy isn't just crunching numbers. It's about telling a compelling story that really resonates with the audience. It all starts there, and the digital tools are just the tools, the medium to
Right.
get there. So, like at PlaxidityX, we built our marketing stories around insights derived from SEO and our campaign performance. Seeing what's working, what people are looking for, what is the search volume. So, all of our messaging, our assets, our campaign strategies, of course, they're rooted in our business goals and aligned with our company vision. But we refine and optimize them always by
Right.
gathering data like search volume
Yeah.
trends or keyword performance and engagements. So, by analyzing what our audience is actively searching for and how they interact with our content, we can really craft narratives and address their pain points and position ourselves, effectively. For example, if we see an increase in search demand around secure by design automotive software,
Hmm.
we
Hmm.
know there's the opportunity to create content that aligns with this need, even though maybe it wasn't really in our strategies back in January, right? We
Right.
really
Right.
optimize all the time.
Right.
So yeah, so I think this is really my approach.
Yeah, which takes us a little bit about two key metrics. Using key metrics, you always set up KPIs for campaigns. Like, what's your process for identifying the most relevant KPIs within the different marketing channels that you're using? Because different channels sometimes require setting up different KPIs. Not every channel measures things the same way as the other channel. So, how do you approach that?
I always actually start with the business goal, right? Not
Okay.
the channel.
Yeah.
So before diving kind of into the metrics, I align with our sales and products and leadership teams to really define what success looks like for this campaign for this quarter. Are we aiming to increase just marketing awareness? Do we need to drive MQLs right now? It's improving customer knowledge or education. What do we really want to do? So it's more about the business goal, and then we layer the funnel based KPIs with our engagement signals. So I may map kind of the KPIs to the funnel, to align with our funnel. So awareness would be reach and impressions, and then considerations, more downloads, and then decision, like how many SQLs or pipeline impact we actually have for each campaign or for each quarter, depends. But we also go deeper. We beyond tracking leads, we measure how engaged those leads were with our content. Not only that we got those, but what did they do? Where did they do that? Where did they come from? So we could better progress, with better programs next time. Of course, I think for our KPIs, we always need to keep, an agile approach, because KPIs are not static, and you can. Say these are my KPIs for this campaign or for this year or for this quarter, but they evolve, and we always, like our team always monitor performance and A/B testing and strategies, and we sometimes adjust KPIs because sometimes data reveals that what we thought is going to lead the way is not really how customers interact or prospects interact. And you can't just say, okay, this was the KPI 3 months ago, we will stay with that. Sometimes you need to understand throughout the campaign what's working, what's not, and kind of tweak it as
Right.
you go along. We're trying, it's getting those data so on demand allows you both to be agile on the campaign and the messaging and the ads and the content, but also on the KPIs. It goes together. Like you can't be dynamic with your ads or with your strategy, but not with your KPIs. So this is something harder to understand,
Yes.
because we're saying, okay, this is the KPI for this campaign, but I really believe in being agile for all this, in all layers of the campaigns.
Yeah, I would also like to share some, an insight relating to KPIs. We noticed that like different platforms, different sources are working better for different KPIs. For instance, if we look at Google Ads versus LinkedIn, and also within the platform itself, like different types of campaigns that usually work better with different KPIs. Let's
Of
say if we talk
course.
about content marketing, for instance, then my intent would be to use LinkedIn ads. I would be more favorable of LinkedIn ads and using Google ads for working with content marketing. But also there are shifts sometimes within that.
Yeah, it sometimes surprises you, like a channel that does usually good in awareness,
Yeah, we do see like a tendency that some platforms and some specific types of campaigns within platforms perform better for different types of KPIs, and even for different stages of the funnel that the users in. If it's a brand awareness or consideration where we would like them maybe to download more gated content, marketing content, and then of course there's the sales phase, in which we want to do the like direct approach, talk to sales, learn more. Yeah, it's really kind of tricky, but again, you need to try all kinds of campaigns and platforms in order to understand like what works best for your audience. And it's not the same. I mean, especially in B2B, it differs a lot within the specific niche or industry that
I
people
totally
work
agree.
in.
Especially
Yeah.
as the channels evolve all the time, and
Right.
so yeah, like you have your framework, but it changes all the time, and you really
Right.
have to be, to keep up. Otherwise, it
Sure.
just, you won't maximize the abilities of these channels.
Right. So as marketers, including myself, work within B2B industries, um, we try to make things more personal, take things to a personal level. I know you're a big fan of working with personalization tools, so maybe you would like to give us your insights, like what you think of it, how you work with it, maybe recommend specific tools.
Yeah, digital marketing today has two sides. Like on one hand, we have big data, right, which allows us to
Right.
create really tailored experiences like we could never before. and the ability to analyze vast amounts of data from user behavior to content preferences allows us to deliver the right message to the right person at the right time. And this is what makes digital marketing so powerful and personally so exciting and fun, yeah, I can say that. On the other hand, really, it's not just data, like I've been saying, I think this whole podcast. It's about the right tools to turn those insights into action and meaningful engagements. Just recently, we at Plexidity, we started working with Trend Demon. It's a great company, also based here in Israel, and I love to recommend it. We've been working with them less than 6 months, but we could already see amazing results. So what they do is actually enhance website personalization and optimize user journeys. In Plexidity, we found that leads coming from organic and direct website traffic, I think a lot of B2B could identify with that, convert the best, to become pipeline opportunities and then later wins. So we wanted to take this a step further and deliver a really more personalized experience on our website that really aligns with our prospects' unique interest and intent. Specifically for each companies, in automotive, we have the OEMs, which are the car brands, and we have the tier ones, which are the suppliers. And automotive today is based so much on those tier ones, because sometimes the OEMs are really just adding and taking all these segments of the vehicle from all these suppliers, but their needs is different in cybersecurity. So you can't really use the same messages for OEM, for a car manufacturer, as the same as tier one. The regulation is different. The value chain is different. So, or the supply chain, I'm sorry, is different. So you really need to personalize these messages. This is for us, but in healthcare, it could be that the physician would look for someone else, and then the decision maker in purchasing or finance would look for something else, or a medical group would look for some content, and then insurance. The insurance would look for different, they don't care about, the clinical trials or something. So when a visitor comes into your website, they finally there. They made it to your website. You want to give them like the best experience, right?
You got the content tailored to their needs and to whatever
you
they're
want them to
interested
feel
in.
like they're in Disneyland, right? They got everything they need here. And Trendemon help us achieve this. It analyzes users' behavior and across our site and provide really dynamic content recommendation based on IPs and AI and learning. It learns, browsing patterns and intent signals. So whether it's suggesting most relevant content, it really ensures that our visitors are always seeing the content they need and that what we want them to see, and that matters most to them. And this really shows greater conversion. Like people look at more pages, read more pages, spend much more time, and we get these really great dashboards that I love to show that. And the aftermath is a lot or much more conversions. So this is a tool I really love to use, and they have really great team to support. And I didn't talk to them before, so it's really objective.
Yeah, it's not biased.
No bias, no.
Great. If you could give one advice for our listeners, for marketers in different stages of their careers, digital marketers, of course, what would that be?
Yeah, so I think again here, I take both of my prior experience with content and creativity and merging it with what I know today with data. Because I think now today we kind of tend to look at data and just make it really the king. But we need to remember that it can take over creativity. Data is great for showing us what's working, and to learn better your audience and what's working best and what's not. We need to let data step in just to fine tune our messaging and creativity. I want to say that recently I attended an amazing conference, and they talked about this about data, because everyone there is growth marketer and digital marketing, and it's a great group of knowledge sharing that I love being part of. But one big takeaway from this conference was that experimenting with creativity is everything. So do A/B testing to different headlines and visuals, and you don't need to rely only on gut feelings or what your team says.
Right.
Creativity really, at the end of the day, is what drives the campaign working. Like, data only validates it, but it's not. So don't forget your
Right.
creativity and your storytelling and thinking out of the box. And especially when we talk about AI today, so we really need to leverage AI, but not lose our authenticism,
Yeah.
because it's really super easy to fall into the simple life of AI. But we as humans, we also have EI, emotional intelligence,
Right. Yeah.
and it's really hard. It's really easy for us to pick up on fraud and to pick up on insincerity. And like, we can pick it up as marketers, our customers can pick it up. So you need to kind of keep your own creativity and your team creativity, and not let data and AI take over all over. You know what I mean? So
That's
I
a
think
good
this
point.
is something
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember throughout my day to day, because I
Right.
rely so much on AI and on the data. But really, creativity is what sparks
Sure.
success, I think.
Right. And let me zoom into this question, because as I was listening to your, reply, I thought to myself, okay, PlaxidityX might have the capability of investing in, trying so many tools and doing ABI testing, but it's not always possible. And I can tell you that from where I stand working with different types of clients. So it's not the same for every client, and mostly in startups that are beginning their way, they have to focus. So what would you advise them to do if they really ask you, okay, what am I focusing on?
I think, again, going back to AI helps us do A/B testing without any resources. Like, if I used to need to have a copywriter write for me 5 different ads, today I can do it myself, right, with a lot of tools. Graphic designers, if I wanted to do 5 different kinds of ad or graphics, or I wanted to change the graphics while I'm doing the campaign because I see it doesn't work, I would think 3 or 4 times. I remember that from the
Right.
startup
Yeah.
I worked, and because you don't have the budget or the money or the people to do that. But today, you have the AI tools to create the content and to create the visuals, and almost every like email nurturing tool that you have, not only HubSpot but Mailchimp, everyone has A/B testing abilities, for your messages, for your
Right.
subject line, for your so, and then once again, before you didn't have the time or the capacity to measure everything and to analyze, but today it's so easy. You just download the report and then just get a great tool that you like
Right.
working with. It could be
Right.
GPT or Cloud, or Claude, anything you feel comfortable working with, and it just does the analyzing on demand, on site. So I think for startups and for low resources, it's amazing. Like, you can do almost, it's just a matter of time, right?
Right.
So this is
So,
something that
so
we
that would be like your recommendation would be more in the area of the production of the content, of the
not only
ads,
the
of the videos,
production, not only the
mainly
production
mainly production and insights.
and the
Production.
insights. Like, take those insights, take those data, have AI, analyze it, get those insights, get the recommendation, and get
Right.
different tools do these productions for you. But also, I think almost every tool today has A/B testing integrated. Like HubSpot, and so it works for you. I think the strength of digital is really the testing and the optimization. And now that you have the tools to stop and kind of change production and change the assets, why not?
Sure.
Yeah.
Good point. Okay, and last one. Let's talk a little bit about the future. From your role, from your work and whatever you're familiar with, anything specific you would like to point out that you're excited about, that you see like the future in within our industry?
Yeah, so I'm still not very much aware of how it works, but I just recently came across the term digital twinnings in marketing. Have you heard about it?
Related to product, right?
So,
Like making it more virtual, like
yeah,
you
yep,
want
yep,
to,
yep.
okay,
Yeah, so I also just heard about it, very recently. I don't have a lot of knowledge about it, but and you're right, it's a term that comes from engineering and product and
right.
manufacturing. Like a digital twin is a representation of a physical asset, and the idea now is making it's making its way into marketing as well.
A
Um,
virtual representation?
Yes,
Yeah.
it refers to creating a virtual model of your target audience, of your customer journey, or even the entire marketing system
Hmm.
ecosystem. So it again can drive this virtual or digital twin in marketing. It can test different strategies and content and campaign approaches before you roll out to the market. So it could really, I think, significantly reduce costs and reduce, a lot of guessworks, even in the beginning trial. With when you sit down with the product and management, and you have a lot of guessing work, right? You're just throwing ideas, and it would replace, I guess, this are what we know today as A/B testing. It really would change the way we work, and just like the fine tuning would be from the beginning before you roll out. So when you roll
Right.
out, you won't spend budget and money, and just then afterwards get the data. You'll get the data before.
Oh,
So I think this is like, blind,
I
mind
think I
blowing.
have a lot of homework to do
Me
to
too.
learn about it.
Me
Yeah,
too.
sounds
I
exciting.
didn't. I don't have any hands-on experience, and I
Yeah.
still need to understand which tools. But I'm sure, like if we talk next year, both of us will know 100% more than we know now about it, and maybe would even try and use it throughout the year in 2025,
Oh,
because technology really is so fast, and
yeah.
and we get so immersed with this technology, and we don't even remember that we didn't use it like 3 months ago.
Right.
So I just heard about it recently. It blown my mind. I think it's like it could be a real game changer, and I can't wait. It
Okay,
seems really
great. But
cool.
maybe we're going to have another session about that.
Yes, let's plan
Yeah.
for the end of 26.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Great.
Great.
Okay, Dana, so it was really, really nice having you with us today. And we've learned a lot. Me personally, always like learning. So thank you again. And,
Thank
hope you have
you.
a great year.
Super fun.
Yeah, super fun. Okay.
Great.
Okay,
Thanks.
thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to B2B Marketing Insider, brought to you by Inter-Dev. We hope you found these expert tips and real-world tactics helpful for fueling your B2B growth. To stay up to date on the latest strategies and insights, be sure to follow us and check out our website at inter-dev.co.il. Until next time, keep innovating and driving results.